everybody. Welcome to our very first webinar here at Dasheroo. I'm Jennifer Noyes, Manager of Customer Support. I'm in the San Francisco office. And joining us today, we have Mimi Dangle, Director of Sales, who is in Austin, Texas.
Good morning, everyone.
Today, we're going to go over, we're going to talk about agency features in Dasheroo and what you get. And Mimi's going to go and give us a demo on how that works. We're going to talk about premium insights, unlimited dashboards and users, alerts, which we just added, and it's a really cool new feature, branded PDF reports, collaborative team sharing, which is really important, agency console, and how to customize your dashboards. You can type in your questions, and we'll go over a little Q&A at the end. If you can't stay for the whole webinar, you can also email us at support@dasheroo.com, and we'll be happy to get back to you with the answer on your question. Before we start the demo, I just wanted to give you a little backstory on how Dasheroo got started. John Hingley, our co-founder and CEO, he started Dasheroo because of the lack of access to data or not knowing what to do with all the great information that he had on his hands. So with John's past businesses, people were coming into meetings with different charts, different documents, and no one was really on the same page. It caused a lot of questions. So now, you have more apps and social networks, so it's bigger the problem. So the bottom line, basically, he and our other co-founders here at Dasheroo, they all got together to make it easier for businesses to have all their data in one place so everybody could collaborate and look at the same data together. So that's a short version of how this company got started. Really quick, Mimi's going to go over an overview on setting up your dashboards, the key features on how you can manage all your client data from a single account and collaborate on it. So having said that, Mimi's going to go ahead and start her demo.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much for that background. That really helps me kind of segue right into highlighting those features that I think will be really relevant, especially as we're talking about the agency plan. So let's begin by understanding that with all of the agency plans, you do get unlimited dashboards. So you simply create a dashboard by naming that dashboard something that helps you organize your data, whether it might be a name of a dashboard for each customer that you're going to manage, or maybe you'll have some product teams or internal dashboards. Once you've created a name for your dashboard, you're ready to start to populate that dashboard. And there are several different ways that you can do that. Simply go up here to where it says Add Insights, and you're ready to start. So let's click on that. It'll open up a window that shows you all of the different applications that we have currently integrated with. So you would go in, and one of the options on how to populate your dashboard would be selecting an insight by insight. So let's start with, let's say, Instagram as an example. So let's say I want to go ahead and Instagram. You'll notice that for some of our insights, specifically for Facebook, for Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest, you have a competitor insight, a little competitor tab up here. And what that allows you to do is really, it kind of is able to show you how you stack up to your competition. So you're able to actually monitor public activity on your competition's Facebook page or any of the other ones that I mentioned. So that's always an option for those particular insights. So now that we're in Instagram and I've explained a little bit about what this competitor insight means, you can also see that you're able to scroll through and choose what kind of metrics you want to pull from Instagram. So let's do an example. Let's go overview as an insight. It's a really popular one. And you can always see up here where it says recommended and select the most popular insights for that particular category. So we'll do overview. Click it. Let's connect Dwight the Pep, who's quite popular. And now it says ready to add this one insight to the Goodbye tabs, which is my dashboard name. So yes, I'll go ahead and do that. And there you go. Populates just like that. This is what the insight looks like. And that's what you would do for each one of the other insights that you see. And again, go in, explore a little bit on what it has to offer. Google Analytics is robust and has quite a lot of 31 total insights that you could add. So this is how you would connect on an insight by insight basis. I think
Then
Jeff
we have,
talked to us about
sorry,
custom data.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We have the custom data tab. If you don't see something you or your client uses, you could always bring it in as a custom insight. That allows you to plug in your own data into your dashboard. It does take some technical know-how to implement it, but we do have a great help site that gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do that. And if you have an IET team, they could always help you with that as well. And then we have the push API, which is a powerful way to connect your data to Dasheroo. Um, we'll give you a URL, you send us your custom data. That's a popular one as well. And then Zapier, that was just, we recently integrated with them. Zapier allows you to connect to apps that we may not have integrated with. We still take app requests all the time, but if you don't see something we offer, look into connecting with Zapier for the time being. And that's a great tool to use as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Jen. So now we've talked about bringing in insights from applications we have integrated with. We are spoken a little bit about bringing custom data in. Now let's talk about two other great tools to get your dashboards going. One of them is templates. And consider your template as just an easy way to fill your dashboard with a few clicks. I like to kind of consider it an instant dashboard. So here are the ones that we currently have readily available. And the nice thing about they include the most popular insights within each one of the categories. But the nice thing about each one of these templates is that at the end of the day, they're still fully customizable. So you can have a place to start and then maybe make some modifications, take out an insight, add an insight that makes better sense for you for that category, and you've got your own template. And finally, we've got mashups. And mashups are a very interesting way to grab two different data points or insights and mash them up into one. Again, you'll have a list here of all of the different mashups that we have available. You can always let us know if you've got a suggestion for a new one. And you can see here, I'll give you kind of an idea of how some of these are used. A lot of folks that I speak with like to have mashups for when they're running campaigns that differ a bit, let's say on Twitter and Facebook, so that it provides them really a great day-by-day rolling metric insight that shows them what the activity is on these, especially during that maybe campaign time. So again, a really neat tool, something I think you'll really like and very unique to Dasheroo. So now that we have a fully loaded dashboard, let's talk about different ways to share that dashboard. Up here, you'll see share. Team sharing is the ability with just an email address, message, to invite someone from within your organization to join Dasheroo. Now that you've invited them, they're able to come in. They have the ability to go in and look at all of the different dashboards, so very collaborative. They're able to go in and discuss any of the insights that you have loaded on your dashboards. So here, for example, there's a discussion about a particular spike in traffic and what may have been going on or what may have caused it. The nice thing is that everyone that's on your team list will get a notification to kind of alert you that there is a discussion being had on one of the insights, and it helps keep a lot of the dialogue and emails down to a minimum, which could be a little bit confusing if you've got as many dashboards as most of folks end up creating. So nice tool to keep things collaborative and within the dashboard for your team. Now let's talk about how you would share this dashboard externally. So one of the ways that you can do that, and again, just here in the share button, would be with the URL. You're also able to export it, which is something that lots of agencies requested. And when you export your dashboard, I've got it exported here so you can see what it looks like. You're able to go in and actually change or brand the dashboard export with your own logo. So here is where presumably your own logo would be, or you can leave Dasheroo or you can leave it blank. So you do have several options there. Here is where your naming convention for your dashboard would be, so maybe a customer-facing name. And then agencies have access to 12 months of data. So at the bottom of each screen or each page of your export, you'll have the date range of the report that you've pulled. So you could have weekly reports, monthly reports, and so on. And it keeps everyone very organized with regards to what it is that they're looking at. And this carries through page after page of your export. So that's what an export looks like. So now we've discussed sharing it with the URL for external purposes and also exporting it. And there is one last way that you can share your dashboard. Over here in the top right-hand corner, you'll see organization. Think of organization as maybe groups or even customers if you'd like. It's the ability to create a separate area of your dashboard that requires a username and password to access, and that you can then create dashboards within that group or organization that stand alone, that are separate from your main hub. So you can see here that this is a great tool if you'd like to share username and password access to a client so that that client can go in and actually have a bit more hands-on experience with their dashboard. There are other ways that folks use organization. I have clients that like to keep their different teams on different organizations. So there are a few different ways that you could use organizations, and for agencies, they are available and they're an excellent feature to have. And I noticed I mentioned earlier about the date ranges. So here, of course, is where you would be able to modify and custom the date ranges for your reports and what have you. Now that we've discussed a little bit of some of the kind of overview features of the dashboard, I'd like to talk a little bit about the look and feel of it itself. So you've noticed when I populated this dashboard, it kind of showed up here. We have the mobile apps, so for Android and for iPhone, which is nice because some folks like to kind of look at the dashboards on a single file. The viewing experience is yours to decide. So as you've seen, I can modify to 2 tiers or just make these dashboard insights a bit bigger. You're also able to change the background or theme of your dashboard. So I will select Austin since I'm currently in Austin. And we can work with you on a case-by-case basis if there are other themes that you would like us to upload on your behalf. So I'll take that back to the original default. And there it is. Now, once you're in your insights, you can do lots of different things. They're very intuitive. Hover over the top right-hand corner, you get a little description of what it is that you're looking at. Click it, and you'll be able to even go in and explore metrics. These are some kind of discoverability tools that a lot of folks don't notice right away, but that they're there and they're great. We recently launched alerts, and alerts is the ability to go into an insight, click alert, and it allows you to set a notification when an insight that you're tracking meets a criteria that you've set. So you'll say new alert. For this particular insight, these are the options of what you can track. You can name it something, so perhaps it's associated with a campaign that you have. And then just your threshold. Once it reaches a certain number or goes below a certain number, you and everyone on your team will get a notification that that alert has been triggered. And you can go up to where it says here alerts. It's kind of like an alert hub, if you will. And it shows you all of the alerts that you have created, kind of when it was last triggered. And from right here, you can also modify or even delete them if they're not relevant anymore. It's a very nice way to keep an eye on your dashboard without necessarily having to sit and monitor your dashboard all day. And like I mentioned, it's very, very important during times like certain campaigns and during certain critical times when you really have to keep an eye on what's going on. We have another kind of new addition to our tools called the Agency Console. The Agency Console allows you to go in and really have a bird's eye view of all of your clients. So pretend Master Mimi Agency is your agency. You'll go in and you'll be able to see all of the clients you have signed up, what kind of usage they have. So dashboards and insights. This is especially useful if you are using dashboards for your clients as an additional revenue source, and you'd like to keep track of their usage so that you're able to kind of monetize that accordingly. So great way to look at all of your different clients, easily add another one right from here. And what's more, you can even go in and add billing. Very robust, able to go in and even name an account, name your plan, add the credit card information, and you're ready to go. Send them a custom message or invite if you'd like, and create that account. So this is a powerful tool and a fantastic way to keep track of all of your clients in one place. Go back into dashboards. You're kind of back where we started with our tour. And so I'm going to go now and do a bit of a recap of what we've discussed because I know it's a lot of data and I want to make sure that we're all on the same page with what we've talked about. So starting from the top, we discussed creating dashboards and we talked a little bit about naming conventions and keeping those organized. Agencies get unlimited dashboards. We discussed adding insights and how we can do that one at a time or how we can even bring your custom data in. We also discussed creating kind of instant dashboards with your templates and being able to mash up data with our mashups insights. We also talked about how to share those dashboards once you've created and spent time on your beautiful dashboards. How do you get those out there? So we discussed team sharing and the collaborative features of even being able to discuss insights from within the dashboard, and then how to share it outside of the team with a URL or with an export. And we really focused on showing you the exportable branded feature for agencies so that you can add your logo and make it your own. We also talked about organizations, another way to share or even just keep track of things a little bit separately. So for different teams or any reason what you would need to have a separate username and password for organization of your dashboards, you do it here through organizations. We talked about the look and feel of the dashboard itself, how you would look at it, how you would view us on mobile, maybe single file would be better, just the ease of being able to customize all of this, even the background or themes like we discussed here. Of course, alerts, very important. We talked about how to set them within the insights themselves, and then how to go up to the top and actually just recap everything that you have. Of course, the date ranges, and for agencies, 12 months of data. And then last but not least, that powerful agency console that allows you to go in and get a bird's eye view of all of your clients and their usage. So Jen, that's a kind of my summary of dashboards for agencies. I hope that was helpful.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. Really quick, we do have a question. Um, she's wondering, I already have two separate user accounts. Would I be able to merge them under organizations?
You have two separate user accounts. So I think you may mean two different dashboards. And if that's the case, you can always copy dashboards within an organization, but you would have to create that dashboard in a new organization. It won't allow you to copy from one organization to the other.
Okay, that's great. Thanks. And I want to tell everybody, if you don't already have a Dasheroo account, we do have a tall plan, which is free if you want to create an account and just try it out. Everything is really simple to use. To add an insight, your data populates really fast, and it's all right there if you just want to create an account and check it out. And then you can speak to Mimi about an agency plan.
Absolutely. I'd like to encourage all of you to please touch base with me. It's just Mimi at Dasheroo.com. And I'd be happy to walk through a demo for your team as well if they weren't able to join today. And to just really, again, discuss your particular agency, how you're visualizing using dashboards, and how we can help fill that need for you.
So we just let's see. She's saying I'm unclear on the differences between dashboards and organizations.
Okay, let's talk about that. So with our agency plan, you're able to create unlimited dashboards, meaning that you could create a dashboard for each one of the companies that you work with within this main hub. And it all goes towards your unlimited dashboard. So you can create as many as you'd like, as long as you're okay sharing those dashboards with your client through a URL or an export. So as long as you're okay exporting the dashboard to your client, then you're not consuming an organization. You can just go ahead and include them in the unlimited dashboard section. The only time that you need to use an organization is if you plan on providing your client with a username and password access to the dashboard, in which case different plans have different levels of organization. So these are not unlimited, they are counted. Some folks have clients that are fine receiving an exported dashboard. Some folks do like to share that kind of level of access with their clients. So that's really the only reason you would want to use the organization. That, and if you want to keep certain dashboards separate from your main hub, in the event, for example, that you have C-level dashboards and reporting that you would just like to keep separate from the team's access, then you would maybe create an organization or a group. So I hope that was a little bit more clear.
Okay. And then we have Michael asking, what are examples of custom data that you can bring into the platform?
Do you want to go
So
ahead and take
basic,
care of that, Jen?
oh, I sure will. So basically, it's you're plugging in your own data. So we need a URL with a JSON formatted to be able to retrieve that data. I could send you our documentation on the step-by-step on how to do that. But it's your data and it's your URL. It's a hosted URL. Let's see if we have. Okay, so yes, she's clear on the question now, Mimi. Thank you. Uh, okay, I'm going through all the questions. Sorry. So Brian asked about agency plan cost. What does the agency plan cost? And
Yes, absolutely. So for agency plans, keep in mind that you have unlimited dashboards, you have unlimited exports, alerts. The only thing that agency plans the different plans increase in level of insights and organizations. So insights and organizations are what you're going to watch for your consumption. Everything else, including unlimited users, would be included in all of the plans, and the agency plan just starts at $129 a month. And then depending on the features and functionalities and, kind of thresholds from there, we go up. And I'm happy to discuss that on an individual case-by-case basis as well.
Okay, so Barry's now asking, does your staff have access to our client data and reporting? So if I'm understanding correctly, you're asking if we have access. Well, we would because you're bringing in all that information to us here so we can put it on a dashboard for you at Dasheroo. We don't ever share your personal information ever. And we only look at it if there was something that there was a question or if something wasn't populating, then we would go look at it, but it's not something we're monitoring or sharing with anybody. Um, Sorry, I'm going through all the questions. Is the data in our account encrypted at rest? That would be a more technical question, Barry, that I would have to ask our engineers, and I'd be happy to follow up with you right after this webinar on that. I don't know offhand. I don't want to say yes. I have no idea. So I will follow up, Barry, with you on that question right after this webinar, and I'll get an answer for you. Okay, so for the 129, what is the maximum data, insights, and dashboards?
Unlimited dashboards, 60 insights. So it just depends on when you go in to connect Facebook as an example, how many of these data points or insights you actually want to pull for each one of your dashboards. And you can see here that there's a number of how many you've selected. So that's the way to keep monitor of your insight consumption.
Okay, and then one more question. What is the advantage of paying $129 a month over opening separate accounts for each client?
Sure. So there are several advantages, depending on, of course, if which account, I guess, you'd be opening for your clients versus an agency plan. For an agency plan, you get that 12 months of data. You also get the ability to export with your own logo. So co-branded exports, which have been something that a lot of agencies have requested of us. In addition to that, you get the agency console, which is, of course, limited to agencies, that allows you the ability to manage your clients' usage and even billing from that dashboard if you'd like. In addition to that, in agencies, you really do get unlimited of most of everything. So unlimited dashboards, you get unlimited users, you get unlimited alerts and mashups and templates. So you do monitor insights in organizations, but pretty much everything else is wide open in terms of how many of each you get. And again, the co-branded features and the ability to use the agency console, I think, are big selling points for most agencies.
Okay, thank you for that. And Barry, if you're still there, I got an answer for your question. Is the data in our account encrypted at rest? And the answer is yes. If, I think you're still on the line. If not, I can send you an email to follow up. Okay, well, does anybody have any more questions? You can always email us again at support@dasheroo.com or mimi@dasheroo.com, and we'll be happy to get back to you. I hope you enjoyed the webinar. And again, if you don't have an account, feel free to create one. The 12 plan is free. And thank you very much for joining.